Yo, what's going on? So in my last video, if you guys was checking it out, I was talking about moving on from, certain aspects in which, I talk about, and, kind of moving on to things that would be able to um, help inform other individuals on opportunities, investment opportunities, and ways to position themselves in order to make a profit. Whether it's small, whether it's medium, or whether it's a large profit. So I was talking about the card market in specific, and the card market consists of several different sectors, right? And those sectors could be anything from the sports sector to the animation sector to celebrity sectors. It has so many different aspects of the card market because trading cards and moving cards around in circulation has so many different aspects about it. And my thing is that I wanted to talk about that because I believe that the card market right now is in a stage that I call the second wave, or the second coming. You know what I mean? I believe the first push of the card market was in 2020. And if you guys go do the research, you can see that that's exactly when it took off. I'm talking about it attracted so many different people, so many different eyes, everywhere in the world, right? And so far right now, it's a $1 billion market. And to me, it moves just as liquid as the stock market. And there's a lot of benefits when it comes to the card market because it can benefit the average individual. It could benefit the collector. It could benefit the casual. It could benefit the person on the receiving end, the investor. It could benefit everybody. And it's different from the stock market. I think the stock market, people, kind of compare it a little bit, but I think it's more beneficial to the casual because a casual walking into the stock market is a very low percentage chance that you're gonna make money, right? And I'm saying that, not saying that you don't have the ability to do so, is that you're just going up against so many different financial titans, right? And these titans have been here, for a very, or not been here, but they have been in this sector for a very long time, right? They've been in the stock market since the early 1900s, and they just been putting their families on, and they've been putting their families on, and then they've been putting their families on. So they really have all of the edge when it comes to winning and profiting off of you. And I've seen it, and I'm not saying that they cheating exactly, but I've seen some very suspect type of behavior in the market. And I've been in the stock market for the last half a decade, and I've seen some really weird shit. But I don't want to talk about the stock market because that's his own thing. But the card market is, like I said, is available to any casual right off the street. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool because it gives someone an opportunity to make either a side income or a full-time income, because the level of cards are different from each other. Every card isn't equal. Like, some cards are basic, what they call base cards. Some cards are mid-tier. Some cards are high tier. And then there's some cards that are very rare. They're like one-on-ones. They're called grail cards, right? And if you get a grail card, you have a high percentage chance at turning a fairly large profit, right? And if you're just not into that, you can actually be a collector of a Grail card. Now, what you probably asking, like, what is a Grail card? Look, a Grail card, let's say LeBron James. LeBron James has rookie cards, right? And his rookie cards are, some of them are 25 prints, where they only made 25 specific rookie cards for that player. They could have 15 prints where they made just 15 prints for a specific rookie card, or they can have what they call the one of one, right? And the one of one is that in production, in circulation, they only created one rookie card for LeBron James, that specific model. And like I said, that puts you in position to be able to, like I said, either A, turn a major profit, or B, be a collector and just enjoy the card yourself, knowing that you got it and that it's going to add value over time, because LeBron is a Hall of Famer, or future Hall of Famer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. He's a future Hall of Famer. No matter if he gets injured right now, doesn't matter if he ups and retires right now. If he retires right now, what do you think his cards are going to do? Up in value, right? So that's what I'm saying. I believe this is a very special market. I think people don't take it serious enough because it's not really cool, right? It's not something that you want to go around, your date and talk about. Hey, I trade cards, I got, Magic the Gathering, It's not something that they want to hear, basically, you know what I'm saying? Or anybody else that, that got, roasting jokes, or, your friends, and they're just not into that. Some of them are just not into that, and that's perfectly fine. But it is an opportunity for the average person to be able to come in and make a profit. Even if your profit is $50, right? Even if your profit is $100, that could still help and be a side income, right? Some people right now could use an extra, $100 in order to take care of a bill that just keeps getting out of hand, that they just can't, use their work paycheck on. And like I said, this is the opportunity for it. And you're probably wondering, like, well, why am I, talking about it and pushing this upon, the YouTube audience? Is because, like I said, when I came to this channel, I wanted to be able to provide truth and awareness, so that way people can, move and understand certain aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Even one of my other subscribers was talking about how tough it has been, over the years, from different eras of people, from my parents' era, from my grandparents' era, and it's been, it hasn't been that simple on a financial level, right? And entry level for certain businesses and financial businesses isn't for every culture. And I'm just being 100 with you, because if you can go ahead and name all of the cultures for certain financial firms, and you can name 5 black families that are massive titans in the financial market, I'll sit here and wait for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is an opportunity for you to be able to become a collector, to become an investor in a market that is just continuing to go up, because people are always going to love what entertains them, which is, sports, specific animations that's been running from years to years to years, and so on. They're never going anywhere. So why not take the time out to look into things of that nature? It's not all about the stock market. I know they kind of put that into your head, you know, being it was such a new avenue for, you know, the minority culture. But at the end of the day, like I said, you've had big, massive families that's been doing this since the 1900s. So it's going to be hard for you to be able to get a piece of that pie. But you do know certain things about sports. You do know certain things about what you've been watching on TV. And they have these on cards. Now you can go ahead and, with a low entry level, get these cards, whether you just want to be a collector or whether you want to be a business person and just sell them for a profit. You could do that. You could work on your own time. You could put 2 to 3 hours in it. And you know, you got all these other fools on here talking about, you know, their opportunities, and you know, you could put an hour in and you can make, you know, $8,000 to $10,000, and you know, but you gotta pay them first. You gotta get into their class. You gotta let them teach you this and teach you that. You don't have to do that. I could tell you right now, you don't have to do that. If you know about a specific sport of a card or so on, use your knowledge, use your research, use the information that's available to you, and make a profit from it. You have the opportunity, right? Like I said, I know it doesn't sound like the most sexiest thing, but it don't always got to be sexy. Sometimes you just need something that's intelligent, and it's a good move, and you know it's gonna be there in the long term. That's the problem with a lot of society today, you know, and especially when you're looking for a male looking for a female, or a female looking for a male. They're always looking for the outlier, which is looks and things like that, which that's not always the only thing that will help a successful relationship, right? You need something that's just going to work for you long term. But at the end of the day, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. To anybody that's looking to subscribe, new subscribers, we're going to be talking about the card market and its, you know, explosion that's set to happen once again. And right now, I believe we're on that opening curve right now, because it's been a little flat over the last 3.5 to 4 years after the 2020 bubble burst. But now is the best time to start picking up, you know, the best cards out there, and really being able to turn that into some income. So hopefully that helps you guys. New subscribers, I appreciate you. Existing subscribers, I really appreciate you, and continue to check this out. And remember, the truth is always in session. Peace.